Hey guys, welcome! Today we're going through a full recap of the first 4 episodes of Stranger Things, Season 5, and uncovering the key moments you shouldn't miss. The premiere opens in 1983 with Will's first horrifying encounter with Vecna, revealing that the villain sees Will as essential to his long-term plan. Jumping to 1987, Hawkins has become a militarized quarantine zone after the Season 4 disaster. The public is told it's a natural phenomenon, but the military has secretly built a base, Mac Z, to guard the upside-down gate and hunt for 11. The Byers are living with the Wheelers. Robin and Steve are working at a radio station, and Dustin is still mourning Eddie while dealing with bullying. 11, meanwhile, trains constantly with Hopper and Joyce to strengthen her powers, as a new antagonist, Dr. K, conducts operations from inside the Upside Down to track her down. The government's burns, controlled openings into the Upside Down, give the group chances to slip in during their repeated infiltration missions, or crawls. Hopper has completed 37 of them without finding Vecna, leaving the group split between determination and doubt. As their next operation begins, Will senses Vecna's presence, while Hopper refuses to let 11 join the mission. At school, Holly Wheeler becomes a surprising focus. She secretly meets a mysterious man only she can see, whom she calls Mr. Whatsit, hinting at a deeper supernatural connection. Meanwhile, Max remains in a coma, with Lucas and Will continuing to visit her and hold on to hope. Personal tensions rise as Robin shares a quiet moment with Vicky, which Will witnesses, reinforcing the season's promise to explore his sexuality. Dustin is brutally attacked by basketball players during a visit to Eddie's grave, delaying him from joining the group. Mike and 11 briefly imagine a future beyond Hawkins before the plan goes off the rails. Hopper sneaks into the Upside Down but is caught in a Demogorgon attack, and Will experiences another intense vision, seeing through a Demogorgon's eyes as it heads toward the Wheeler home. The episode ends with Holly alone in her room as the lights flicker and a Demogorgon appears, setting up a major mystery about why the creature is targeting her family. Episode 2 opens exactly where the premiere ended, with a Demogorgon tearing into Holly Wheeler's room and dragging her toward the Upside Down. Karen tries to protect her, and Ted attempts to fight the creature before both parents are brutally injured. Holly is ultimately pulled through a portal, and 11 arrives too late, chasing the Demogorgon into the Upside Down while Nancy calls for help. As Karen and Ted are taken to the hospital, Nancy blames herself for not warning their parents sooner, and Lucas realizes the timing mirrors Will's disappearance in 1983, 3 days before November 6th, suggesting Vecna is repeating the events that changed everything. In the Upside Down, 11 and Hopper track the injured Demogorgon, clashing over Elle's refusal to stay safe. At the Squawk Station, Will explains that his latest vision felt like he was inside the Demogorgon's mind, possibly tapping into Vecna's hive mind signal. Robin suggests Will is acting like a human antenna, and Will insists on using it to find Holly. Meanwhile, tensions rise between Steve, Jonathan, and Dustin, while Lucas visits comatose Max begging for a sign she's still there. Back at the hospital, Mike and Nancy begin investigating Holly's imaginary friend, Mr. Whatsit, believing he may be tied to her disappearance. Robin distracts the others so she and Will can test the antenna theory, leading them to Holly's school, where Will realizes his earlier vision wasn't from the Demogorgon but from Holly's perspective, meaning Vecna showed him what she saw. At the hospital, a speechless Karen writes clues for Nancy and Mike, describing Holly's mysterious companion, a kind, tall man with a pocket watch, vest, and hat. The name she manages to spell, Henry, confirms the truth. In the final scene, Holly is shown standing with Mr. Whatsit, revealed in full human form as Henry Creel, Vecna himself, who gently leads her into Creel House, promising there is room for everyone, as the door closes and the episode ends. 11 and Hopper begin the episode 3 at the mysterious wall in the Upside Down, where military forces close in using an electric device that incapacitates 11. A shootout erupts, Hopper destroys the device, and the two regain control. Meanwhile, Joyce reunites with Will and Robin, learning that Vecna's new target is a boy named Derek Turnbow. At Creel House, Henry, posing as Mr. Whatsit, continues manipulating Holly, warning her about the woods while gaining her trust. Holly later receives a mysterious note directing her somewhere, believing it's from him. Back in Hawkins, the group gathers to form a risky plan: kidnap Derek before Vecna can reach him, then lure a Demogorgon into the Turnbow home and shoot it with a telemetry tracker to trace its path back to Vecna. To execute this, they recruit Erica to drug the family, Robin and Will steal sedatives from the hospital, and Steve and Dustin modify Steve's car for tracking. Jonathan and Nancy test their transmitter-loaded guns, while Eleven interrogates a captured soldier and discovers a memory of a locked vault in the military's possession, hinting that someone powerful, possibly Vecna, is being contained. The plan unfolds as Erica drugs the family and the group waits for the Demogorgon. Joyce and Will share a long overdue emotional conversation before the creature finally arrives. A chaotic Home Alone-style ambush follows, with Nancy and Jonathan attacking the demo until it retreats back to the Upside Down. The team attempts to follow its signal from Steve's car, but Will senses something ominous. Vecna is aware of their plan and is watching them. With Derek rescued, the group scrambles to explain the situation as a Demogorgon attacks their hideout. Joyce and the others ram it with Steve's car, following it through a portal into the Upside Down before crashing. Will paints what he saw through the creature's eyes. Holly and 3 other children, realizing Vecna plans to abduct 12 kids and that Will wasn't meant to access this vision. Meanwhile, the military begins seizing children for protection, unaware they're being used as bait by Dr. K to draw out 11. At the same time, Max reveals to Holly that she has been trapped inside Vecna's memories since falling into a coma, hiding in a cave he fears, and she sends Holly back to Creel House to avoid raising suspicion. Hawkins' group pushes forward. They sneak Derek into the Max Z facility to rally other targeted kids, while Robin and Will bond over identity and Will's connection to the hive mind. 11 and Hopper break into the Max Z as well, discovering that the military's vault doesn't hold Vecna but someone equally powerful, Kaylee, 8. The rescue attempt erupts into chaos when 11 is weakened by the kryptonite device. Hopper battles soldiers, and a massive creature's tentacle nearly kills him. Above ground, Joyce, Mike, and Will are captured during the children's escape attempt as cracks open across the base and multiple Demogorgons emerge. The Max Z becomes a battlefield. Soldiers fall, gates widen, and a continuous action sequence unfolds as the Demogorgons overwhelm the base. Will suddenly collapses, only for Vecna to appear in a new form, reclaiming control and abducting the remaining children into the Upside Down. He lifts Will into the air, declaring that Will's vulnerability made him the proof of concept for his plan, then leaves him alive. In the aftermath, Will fully taps into his powers, parallel to 11's and Vecna's, using the hive mind connection to stop the Demogorgons and save the others. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or thoughts, leave them in the comments below and don't forget to subscribe for more updates.